Good evening, and welcome to the public meeting for the US 41 Northport Safety Improvements Project in Sarasota County. With us at this meeting is Selena Carroll, Project Manager for the Florida Department of Transportation, and several other FDOT staff and project team members. During the meeting, we will present information on the department's plans to improve safety and enhance operations along this corridor. We encourage your feedback, and during the presentation, we will provide multiple ways you can submit your questions and comments. After the presentation, FDOT project staff will be available near the project display boards at the in-person meeting to answer questions and receive comments. If you are participating online, you may submit written questions or comments in the questions box on the GoToWebinar control panel. All comments and questions will be responded to after the meeting and will become part of the public meeting record. We appreciate your involvement. This meeting is being conducted in a hybrid format to provide multiple ways for the public to receive information about the project and provide input. This meeting is being conducted in person, virtually through GoToWebinar, and over the phone. If you dialed in today on a telephone line, the PowerPoint presentation is available on the project webpage at swflroads.com/project/000009-1. For online participants in the GoToWebinar application, you will see a set of icons in the top right corner of the menu bar. Click the Questions icon where the red arrow is pointing to open the Questions panel. Type your question into the field where the red arrow is now pointing to, and hit Send to submit your question or comment to project staff. To download documents about the project, click on the Materials icon where the red arrow is pointing to open the Documents panel. Inside are project files that can be viewed or downloaded. If joining GoToWebinar on your mobile device, click the Questions icon at the bottom of your screen. This will open the Questions panel where you can enter your question or comment into the field and hit Send. Click the Handouts icon at the bottom to open the Documents panel where you will find project files to view and download. If you happen to experience a technical issue during this meeting, please type the issue in the questions box on the control panel on GoToWebinar, or send an email to chuck@valeran-group.com to report it. You may also call 1-833-851-8340. Staff will do their best to assist you. This public meeting was advertised and is being conducted in accordance with state and federal requirements, including Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express their concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting Cynthia Sykes, District 1 Title VI Coordinator, by mail at 801 North Broadway Avenue, Bartow, Florida, 33830-3809. By phone at 863-519-2287 or email at cynthia.sykes@dot.state.fl.us. You may also contact Stefan Kulikowski, State Title VI Coordinator, by mail at 605 Swanee Street, Mail Station 65, Tallahassee, Florida, 32399-0450. By phone at 850-414-4742 or email at stefan.kulikowski@dot.state.fl.us. This information is shown on a sign at the in-person location on the project website and in the meeting notifications. FDOT is considering improvements at multiple intersections along US 41 in Northport. Improvements are being considered at 6 intersections along the corridor. Lazy River Road, Riverwalk Drive, D. Miranda Avenue, D. Leon Drive, Palm Harbor Drive, Blackburn Boulevard, Ortega Place, and El Prado Avenue. Additional improvements include constructing a southbound left turn lane at El Prado Avenue and lengthening the southbound left turn lane at Ortiz Boulevard. These intersections are primarily surrounded by residential properties along US 41 and side streets with some commercial properties located along US 41. Within the project limits, US 41 is a 4-lane divided roadway with a grassed median. The posted speed limit is 55 miles per hour from Lazy River Road to Blackburn Boulevard and 45 miles per hour from Blackburn Boulevard to Ortiz Boulevard. The purpose of this project is to improve safety, enhance traffic flow, and reduce crashes along US 41 by managing access at the project intersections. This includes converting the existing full median openings to directional median openings. These safety improvements will simplify the decision-making for drivers by reducing the conflicts and crashes within the median openings. Conflict points are locations where vehicle paths legally cross, creating potential crash sites. These points are common when vehicles enter or exit a roadway. Directional medians help reduce conflict points along a corridor. In an open median, unrestricted movements from side streets increase conflict points, including risks for pedestrians and cyclists. A directional median opening, as shown here, limits left turns and through movements from side streets. Instead, vehicles turn right onto the main roadway and make a U-turn at a designated opening. This is called a restricted crossing U-turn, or R-cut. The R-cut simplifies navigation for drivers, reducing exposure to high-speed cross traffic. According to the Federal Highway Administration, FHWA, R-cuts reduce injury and fatal crashes by 63%. Currently, the full median openings on US 41 allow left turns from both the main roadway and side streets, creating potential conflicts when multiple vehicles enter at once. The potential directional median opening separates opposing traffic, allowing only vehicles on the main roadway US 41 to turn. Left turns and through movements from side streets would not be allowed. For an east-west roadway like this segment of US 41, the design includes separate openings, one for eastbound left turns and U-turns, and another for westbound left turns and U-turns. This project is considering temporary and/or permanent improvements at each intersection. Temporary improvements include the installation of delineators. Permanent improvements at each intersection include replacing delineators with a concrete directional median opening. We will now discuss each of the intersections, providing the temporary and permanent improvement concepts, historical crash information, and rerouted turning movements. At each location, northbound and southbound left turning and through movements from the side streets will be rerouted to median openings or signalized intersections to the east and west. Exhibit boards with this information, along with collision diagrams, are on display at the in-person meeting. Virtual attendees can download these exhibit boards through the Documents panel on GoToWebinar. They can also be viewed on the project website. At Lazy River Road, from year 2020 through 2024, there were a total of 5 crashes, including 1 fatal or incapacitating injury crash. Based on these historical crashes, 1 crash would be considered correctable at the intersection with the construction of a one-way directional median opening in the westbound direction. At Riverwalk Drive, D. Miranda Avenue, from year 2020 through 2024, there were a total of 10 crashes, with none of these crashes resulting in fatal or incapacitating injuries. Two of these crashes would be considered correctable with the construction of a two-way directional median opening. At D. Leon Drive, there were 19 crashes in the 5-year period, with one of these crashes resulting in fatal or incapacitating injuries. 5 of these crashes would be considered correctable with construction of an eastbound one-way directional median opening. Northbound and southbound left turning and through movements at the 3 locations will be rerouted to the adjacent median opening to make a U-turn. At Palm Harbor Drive, there were a total of 8 crashes in the 5-year period, with 2 of those crashes resulting in fatal or incapacitating injuries. 2 of these crashes would be considered correctable with construction of a one-way directional median opening in the eastbound direction. Based on the 5-year crash data, 14 crashes occurred at Blackburn Boulevard, Ortega Place, including 1 fatal or incapacitating injury crash. 3 of these crashes would be considered correctable with construction of a two-way directional median opening. At El Prado Avenue, a total of 30 crashes occurred in the 5-year period, with 3 of those crashes resulting in fatal or incapacitating injuries. 10 of these crashes would be considered correctable. The potential improvements include construction of a two-way directional median opening with a southbound left turn lane to accommodate U-turning vehicles from Blackburn Boulevard, Ortega Place. Left-turning vehicles at these locations will be rerouted to the adjacent median opening or signalized intersection to make a U-turn. Additional improvements include lengthening the southbound left turn lane at Ortiz Boulevard to accommodate U-turning vehicles from El Prado Avenue. Today, we are conducting both the virtual and in-person public meeting for these safety improvements. Moving forward, design of the temporary improvements is in progress and anticipated to be complete in late 2025. Construction of the temporary improvements is anticipated to begin in late 2025 at an estimated cost of $92,000. Design of the permanent improvements is ongoing and construction is currently unfunded. We encourage your input and feedback about this project, and there are multiple ways for you to participate. All public comments and questions are part of the public meeting record, and every method for providing public comments and questions carries equal weight. While comments and questions will be accepted at any time, those submitted by April 11, 2025 will become part of the project's public meeting record. All comments and questions will be responded to in writing following the meeting. To submit comments in person, you may speak to our project staff on the floor or complete a printed comment form and return it to project staff. If you are participating online, you may submit written questions or comments in the questions box on the GoToWebinar control panel. Written comments may also be submitted on the project website at swflroads.com/project/000009-1. You may also contact the FDOT project manager directly by email at selena.carroll@dot.state.fl.us or by U.S. mail at the Florida Department of Transportation, 801 North Broadway Avenue, Bartow, Florida, 33830. You may also call the project manager at 863-519-2384 to provide verbal comments during normal business hours. The contact information is also available on the public meeting notification that you may have received by mail. On behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation, thank you for attending this public meeting and providing your input on this project. If you have comments or questions after the meeting, please submit them by April 11, 2025. Contact information, a recording of this presentation, project documents, and other exhibits displayed at the public meeting are posted on the project website at swflroads.com/project/000009-1. FDOT's vision is to provide a transportation network that is well planned, supports economic growth, and has the goal of being congestion and fatality-free. In conjunction with that vision, FDOT supports the Target Zero initiative. Target Zero is a statewide initiative to reduce the number of transportation-related serious injuries and deaths across Florida to zero. And finally, a safety moment. Leave the racing to the professionals. Be mindful of posted speed limits. Slow down and arrive alive. We thank you for making safety a continued priority.